Hey, this is Jeremy Burgess, the Detroit market expert from Urban Detroit Wholesalers, and welcome to another episode of Detroit Investor TV. I'm trying a new tripod here. I've had several comments about the camera shaky. It's normally because I'm like holding it like this or holding it like that, but I guess the nice thing is now I could actually like smoke my pipe while I'm speaking with you guys. Well, this is the third installment for international investors. And I get questions all the time about if I'm going to go this alone, I'm not going to use someone like you. What kind of team members do I need to put together when I'm building my team? What kind of team members do you need? So I'm going to cover that in this episode. If you're going to go out and do this on your own, first of all, and you're not going to work with someone like me, you don't have anybody you trust on the ground, you've got to fly out here. There's no way. Don't listen to the real estate agent who's selling you the property. They've got a property manager and a general contractor and blah blah blah, and everything's gonna be okay. They're just looking for the sale. Maybe they're right, but I haven't come across that as of yet. So you need to build an independent team that you piece together yourself. First and foremost, you need a good, reliable general contractor. There's a lot of pain involved in that, but that's just business. If you're doing any business, finding the right people, people who are hard. So, and you need him to be available to look at property quick, because if you're buying property yourself off the MLS, you know the stuff's not sitting on the market very long right now, and it's getting bid up. So a lot of times, if it's a nice property in a good area, you need to get a bid on it same day it hits the MLS. Very important, which means you need to have a good idea about the work it needs, hence the general contractor. After the general contractor, obviously you need a great property manager in place. I've given tips on property management before, so I'm not going to go into that again, but you really do need a good property manager in place. You also need an attorney to set up your asset protection and open your bank account. All right. Then you need a CPA to do your year-end taxes for your LLC. Getting back to the property, after property management, you got your general contractor, you got property management. Before I moved to Detroit and I had a lot firmer control, I actually hired a third independent party to verify everything the real estate agent told me and the general contractor told me. So I hired a property inspector who didn't know any of the parties. So if it was during a rehab and a draw was requested and I had to pay the general contractor some additional monies, well, then I would have him go out and verify independently of that as well. You also need, usually, some sort of tenant placement service. I know it seems crazy, isn't that the property manager's job? But what I have found is, and this is even true to a little bit to an extent with the property management company that I work with, is if they're really good at managing a property, oftentimes they're not that great at finding tenants. There's a lot of great independent tenant placement services out there where all they do is they place tenants. Now you still don't want your property management company to screen them, because remember, they're only placing the tenant. They're looking for that half month's rent or first month's rent or whatever they charge. So you still obviously want to have somebody check it out really close, because once they get their check, they're gone, right? But there's a lot of them, and some of them are actually businesses, and some of them are more mom and pop. Local churches, nonprofits have been great. I get a ton of referrals from my tenants and my land contract buyers, because the house is so nice and the area is so great. So make sure you ask for those. I actually go to an extra step when I'm buying a property, and some people think I'm crazy, but I have somebody I've been working with for a long time who is a title expert. And if you're buying from a bank, you do not have a choice on which title company you use. There's attorney's title, and I mean they use all sorts, Trot and Trot, all those guys, all sorts of these, in my opinion, pretty, I guess the first swear word ever on Detroit Investor TV, here we go, pretty shitty title company. And what you really want to take a peek at, and I do this on all my stuff when I buy and when I sell, is you really need to take a peek at the title commitment, especially when you're buying from a bank. You'd be surprised what some of these sleazeball title companies miss or put through or whatever. They just want their fees. They just want to sell the property. So even to this day, even though I know how to read a title commitment, I'm busy, maybe I missed something, whatever. I actually have a title lady who will actually go the distance and read everything and submit it to me and say, okay, you're good to go on a purchase. Also, and I do this on all my properties before I buy and before I sell, you need to get a final water bill read. So you're going to need a runner to go do that because they actually got to go physically to the water department, or hire somebody to do it if your real estate agent won't do it for you when you're buying. And if you can't get it done before you're buying this bank-owned property, don't even bother trying to negotiate more time. They're not going to give it to you. You close when they say you're going to close, or the bank will literally shoot off its foot. And this market's pretty hot right now, so there's 15 people deep looking to buy that same really nice property as you. Just make sure they escrow in your purchase and sale agreement, if you can't get a final water bill read, that they escrow some percentage of dollars. I would say 300 minimum, and get as much as you can. Generally, most of the water bills are going to come back between, I don't know, $200 and $600, but I have seen $10,000 water bills. Yes, it does happen. It's crazy. And the water bill does follow the property, so that's something you really need to check out. Be aggressive with your team too. If somebody's not working out, get rid of them, get somebody new. Now, it's okay to take referrals. However, if you're taking referrals, you want to be careful. For instance, I started by taking a referral, this is in 2005, I started by taking a referral from a real estate agent for a general contractor. But I didn't get a referral for a property inspector from them. I was just being safe. I didn't want them working in cahoots together, right? Maybe trying to work something over on me. And and I didn't take property management company from them, but I did take a property management tip from my property inspector who did a lot of this stuff in Detroit. So referrals are great, and asking people. I just try not to take too many from any one source, and also especially the real estate agent, where you don't know, and most real estate agents are decent people, so if you're a real estate agent watching this, don't take this the wrong way, but you know there's some bad apples, just like there's bad investors out there, unfortunately. I know many of you have experience with that. I get emails and phone calls all week on that, but just, if you're going to go it your own and do it your own, don't take too many referrals from any one source, especially the real estate agent or the realtor involved in the transaction. Attorneys are great ways to get referrals too. Asking other investors is typically not that good. I mean, I don't hand them out. Well, I keep my team busy. Why would I want to give them to somebody else? I mean, that doesn't make sense. So asking for investors, we got a lot of projects going, and other investors do. When you finally put together a great team, I mean, it's like they're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, if another team comes up and asks you, "Hey, we're a little weak on tight ends. You have two pretty good ones. Can I borrow one of yours for this game?" I mean, yeah, it's not something that investors will do. Now, if your realtor actually is an investor, maybe you listen to them a little closer. I still wouldn't take too many referrals. But if they're actually actively buying and investing in property, I say that's a good sign, because they know where you're coming from. And while I'm talking about realtors, no part-timers, none. You don't want to work with a part-time realtor. This job's hard enough that you're not gonna be able to work with someone who can't be 100% committed to being a realtor full time. One final comment as I close up. When you're buying property from banks, they'll drag their feet. They won't get closing docs to you. You won't hardly have a chance to review anything. 90% of the time, you're getting a HUD the day of or an hour before. Maybe you got the title commitment the day before, and you got the entire closing packet. Usually the first time I'm seeing the whole thing is at the closing table. It's scanned and sent to me. I actually have somebody sign for me, so I don't have to go anymore. I know many of you want to get these docs reviewed by lawyers. If you're going to be buying from the bank, you're probably not going to have that option. And quite frankly, if you take the tips in here, you're not going to need it. Of course, we would all love to get everything reviewed by lawyers, but there's several days turnaround. Bank stuff just doesn't get done in time. I've had that question come up a lot of times, and this is actually relevant to anybody investing in Detroit. If you don't live here, I mean, even me, I don't have enough time to get stuff reviewed by lawyers. So anyway, that's what you need to, if you're going to go out and do it on your own. Those are the team members, the bare minimum essential team members you're going to need. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Detroit Investor TV. Once again, this is Jeremy Burgess, the Detroit Market Expert from Urban Detroit Wholesalers. I appreciate your attention. Please leave your comments. If you got any feedback, or if you'd like to see something that I haven't already covered in a Detroit Investor TV episode, please watch the others before you ask. Leave it in the comments, shoot me an email, give me a phone call, and I would love to answer it. It's now time to upload this thing. Catch you on the next episode, guys.